Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's session. My name is Vikas Rivu, and I head up partner success at eGain for European region. Today's session is about eGain for Amazon Connect. We have a great lineup of speakers today. We have John Levine. John works as technology consultant at Accenture. Joe Eisner. Joe leads global partner strategy productivity apps GTM at Amazon Connect. We also have George Roberts. George works as territory sales director at eGain. We have Jessica Bimay. Jessica works as senior solutions consultant at eGain. Pablo is our senior product manager for eGain for Amazon Connect at eGain. And we also have John Plunkett. John works as our senior systems architect at eGain. Before we begin, we have a few housekeeping things to note of. Today's webinar is being recorded. We'll be able to share a link with you after the event is completed. We also invite your comments and questions. If you think of a question for the speakers, just type it in the chat window and we will respond towards the end of the session. That was a few things about housekeeping. Moving on to the agenda for today. A brief overview of agenda is we will start with George introducing eGain. Then we will have Joe talk about Amazon Connect. Pablo will give an overview of eGain capabilities with Amazon Connect. Then we'll play a short video from John Levine from Accenture. John will talk about customer success story. And lastly, Jessica will do a demo of eGain Amazon Connect functionality and the product overview. There are lots of things to cover, and at this time, I am going to hand the floor over to George, who is going to kickstart today's presentation. George, it's all yours.
Thank you, Vikas. Thank you, everybody, for taking a little bit of time to share with us today. My job is to tell you who eGain are. So what we're looking at here, we're a cloud-based software business that has developed a customer engagement hub. We'll look at that hub in a second, but I just want to talk a little bit about who eGain are and where we come from. So we're a NASDAQ registered business. We've been doing this since 1997 when we launched email and web chat. That was quite an achievement, I think, in 1997. It was before lastminute.com had even been sold or thought of. We went into that market, launched those products, and then we became a knowledge-centric business around about 2000 when we realized that offering customers many channels to ask you questions doesn't provide excellent service. Answering the questions does. So we moved the business into become a knowledge-centric service. We wrap around that the omnichannel suite of our services. We're headquartered in California. We have offices in EMEA and offices in Asia as a global business. So if we move to the next slide, we can have a quick look at who our customers are and what areas they're in. We're very strong in the financial services and insurance business. As you can see, we're quite strong in all of those sort of sectors that have large business to consumer interfaces, and that is our real niche, if you like, is providing the ability to have customers contact you and answer their questions through any channel on the business side of things. So if we just move forward again. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of a mention of what other people think of us. In Gartner, we're #1 for digital engagement and knowledge management at the moment. We were #1 last year as well. We're #1 this year. And in the Forrester, we're the #1 current product offering for digital customer service. These are achievements, so they're a full recognition of that engagement hub platform that I talked about a second ago. So now let's just have a look at what that platform delivers for you. So you can see on the outside of this informatic that those are all the channels that you can use to form contact to your business from your customers. It is a completely comprehensive portfolio, and equally you can see on the bottom the standard API integrations that we do into our platform that would be in the back end of your business in order to make sure that we're in a position where everything is recorded, auditable. You have a 360 customer view of every engagement they've ever had with you and what those engagements were about. We have to ensure that that is auditable in terms of the financial services work that we do. And then you'll see at the core there, the customer engagement platform has the AI and knowledge, analytics with machine learning, because we're constantly training the AI on intents and how to route those and what to do with those. And then we have the messaging hub feature, which is our aggregator service for all of those asynchronous messaging services that are becoming incredibly important as your customers now carry their contact with you around in their pocket on their smart device. I'll hand back to Vikas to introduce the next speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, George. Thank you for that. And now we are going to invite Joe Eisner from Amazon, and he will introduce the whole Amazon Connect functionality for us. Over to you, Joe.
Thanks very much, Vikas. I'm delighted to be here with you all today, and thank you to eGain for having me. I'm Joe Eisner. I run global partner strategy for our productivity app suite. I founded the Connect partner program back in October of 2016, and it's been a rocket ride ever since. So I just want to tell you a little bit about Amazon Connect and about our market velocity and our relationship with eGain. So Amazon Connect is a fully featured voice and chat contact center as a service platform that is based on a platform that Amazon built from scratch starting over 12 years ago, that we could use to delight our customers on the retail side and in 50 subsidiaries and more, because we looked for a platform in the market that could meet our needs. That was 100% cloud-based, that required no hardware, that was very scalable, and that had no complicated pricing and configuration challenges. And we just couldn't find one in the market that would meet our needs. So rather than create a Frankenstein monster out of something that was on the market, we decided instead to build a solution from scratch. And so Amazon Connect is a productized version of that platform that our engineering team built from scratch, that's used by over 70,000 simultaneous agents on a daily basis around the world, for things as demanding as Prime Day and for the holiday season. So it's got proven scalability and proven effectiveness at large volume usage, but it's equally viable and usable even if a business only has a handful of agents. So it's got all the things you'd expect from a cloud-based contact center platform, including an ACD, skills-based routing, the ability to record calls, the ability to do historical and real-time analytics. We've integrated now a significant amount of workforce optimization functionality via contact lens into Amazon Connect, so that you can, the contact center manager can keep abreast of agent performance, agent compliance to regulations, customer sentiment, agent sentiment, and do analysis post-call on all aspects of the interaction using our AI/ML services that are natively incorporated now into Connect. And we also have chat, which is synchronous or asynchronous and is pay by the message, and we're seeing quite a bit of adoption there as well. So Connect is so easy to implement, it's almost difficult to understand, because it liberates you from so many of the shackles that other contact center platforms place on you. So there's no hardware requirements at all. It's all HTML5 browser based. So all you need is an HTML5 compatible browser and headsets for your agents and an IP connection. Everything else is taken care of for you by the Amazon Connect service itself. In addition, it's very scalable, as I said. So, you can use it for one agent, you can use it for 100,000 agents. And we have customers who are using Connect across all those kinds of use cases, as well as, scaling up and down seasonally based on customer demand for your, for the business's services. for instance, for e-tailing services where demand is stronger sometimes versus others. There's no commitments required of any kind, so you have an AWS ID, you can spin up an instance of Connect, and you can be up and running in as little as 10 minutes. You don't have to have any minimum, monthly minimums, annual minimums. There's no setup fees. Basically, if you have a customer in the telephony, you're paying by the minute. If you don't have a customer in the telephony, you're paying nothing. So you pay roughly 3 cents a minute in the U.S. And you pay only for what you use. And finally, that we take care of the telephony. So the customer doesn't have to worry about configuring that. We provide it. We always double source it for highest quality of service. We very carefully select the telephony providers. So again, all the customer needs to be set up and running is an HTML5 compatible browser and headsets, and we take care of the rest. And these are some of our publicly referenceable customers. Intuit, I'm sure many of you are familiar with. They provide both tax and accounting software and many other things, and they have used Connect now over multiple tax seasons with thousands of agents and millions of customers, and they're delighted with Connect. We also have B2C businesses using Connect, like Subway. They have have over 4,000 retail locations. And then, as we have very strong presence in the banking, financial services, and insurance space, as you see here reflected by Capital One, John Hancock, Mutual of Omaha, and others. We also have significant public sector traction, in part thanks to the great work of partners like Accenture, who have been terrific partners for Connect in enabling many state and local government instances of Connect. National Health Service in Britain is a great example. They set up an instance of Connect in 2 weeks with Lex to automate many conversations. They saw a 42% deflection of live assistants to automated assistants in that time. So very quickly we're able to automate their calls and offload them. And we have many other examples as well where we have dramatic reductions in average handling times as a result of both natural language interactions as well as being able to automate many routinely asked questions through Lex. And just to give you a sense for the velocity of Connect, so if you average out all of the instances of Amazon Connect that have been established over the 3.5 years of Amazon Connect's lifestyle, it works out to about 30 instances a day, every day for the last 3.5 years. We had, in response to COVID and other, pandemic-related service needs and citizen needs, we saw 5,000 customer implementations just in March and April of this year alone. Again, as you'll hear later, eGain was able to help customers in some of those instances, and Accenture was very effective in deploying Connect in many of those instances as well. And again, because you only pay for what you use, and because Connect can be used in any size contact center implementation, it's really applicable to any size business and any life stage business. We have over now 270 plus integrations from over 150 ISV partners, eGain being a flagship among those. So we have a very robust ecosystem of integrated applications and services, and so there's almost nothing you could want to do with Connect that you couldn't do either through use of our 180 plus services or our broad ecosystem of integrated third-party applications and services. Delighted that we have a long-term relationship with eGain. I've been aware of eGain since long before I came to Amazon. They've been a leader in the omnichannel customer engagement and knowledge management space for many years. They were one of the first companies I reached out to when I was enabling an ecosystem of partners for Connect that could complement, the native capabilities we had with other digital channels and KM. And so eGain is a great partner for enabling a robust and fully omnichannel customer engagement experience when used in conjunction with Connect. And we're delighted that that eGain has 2 integrations to Connect at this point, both Solve as well as their analytics solution, which they launched later last year. And then also to have eGain's offering in AWS Marketplace as well as a quick start. So with that, happy to turn it back to eGain and Accenture, and thanks again for the opportunity to talk to you today.
Thank you, Joe. That was very useful, very insightful. Next, we have Pablo, and Pablo will talk about eGain for Amazon Connect product and how it all fits with the Amazon Connect. Over to you, Pablo.
Thank you, Vikas, and thanks, Joe. My name is Pablo Stugroche. I'm a Senior Product Manager here at eGain, and I've been the Amazon Connect Product Manager since the beginning of our integration, among other products. In the slides to come, we'll cover how we can bring the eGain capabilities to bear for Amazon Connect contact center customers. With eGain for Amazon Connect, you can snap together digital-first omni-channel solutions and leverage our AI-powered self-service, contact routing, and process guidance across all of our channels. We can bring Alexa-based virtual assistants with call escalation and digital deflection using a personalized knowledge base, and tie everything together with our connected analytics to measure, manage, and orchestrate it all. Both platforms have extensive APIs to easily mix and match our suite of solutions in an integrated manner right out of the box. Let's take a higher level look at an example use case where a customer needs to connect with a brand. Customers can start on our self-service portal looking for articles to resolve their problem, and when they need to escalate to a call, they can use our click to call function, and that can be leveraged to deflect and, if needed, schedule a call with an agent when the agent is actually available. Now, when that call comes into the Amazon Connect call center, our conversational VA and AI guidance can further refine the customer query and route the call to the appropriately skilled agent. A human agent can now take over the call with the customer. The agent can rely on the same process guidance to continue down the path identified by the conversational VA and AI guidance. At this point, our agents have many tools available to them on the Omnichannel Advisor desktop, including our co-browse technology, which places both the customer and the agent on the same web page, allowing the agent to guide a customer through tricky web forms or any other such tasks. During the entire call, our agent VA can listen in on the conversation and bring up relevant articles or process guidance. Finally, all of these pieces flow into our analytics, which can track the performance and efficacy of all the paths and touch points, thereby connecting the customer experience and agent experience back into the business experience, which enables and drives improved performance and processes. Let's take a deeper look at one of these capabilities. eGain Smart IVR is a solution that brings together a suite of eGain technologies, the capabilities of Amazon Connect platform, and the ability to dip into third-party systems to supercharge your IVR. The way we do this is to connect, route, and optimize the customer and agent journeys. We connect by leveraging our eGain messaging hub across the best available channel, whether it's SMS when there's poor connectivity, or whether we're using Apple Business Chat, Google Business Messages, or WhatsApp. We can then route and solve customer queries consistently by leveraging eGain AI and knowledge for decision support and process guidance. Our ability to combine third-party data with eGain AI and knowledge allows us to complete the context around the customer and their query while routing them to the appropriate agent who is supported by the consistent and accurate process guidance. Finally, we can optimize with our ability to analyze the IVR customer journey. IVRs are usually a black box, but with eGain Smart IVR, you can actually pull back the curtain and delve into the customer journey. This allows us to analyze the end-to-end omnichannel analytics across IVR, contact centers, digital journeys, and unified communication. So let's take a look at how this actually all plays out for the agent experience. What you see here is a representation of a call coming into our advisor desktop. So in the beginning, you have a screen pop, and that screen pop shows the agent and interrupts that agent's activity and shows them a call. Now, if they accept the call then gets docked. And when the call gets docked, you also see that in the left-hand column that the activity gets docked in the workflow. So the agent can always have an overall view of the overall work for them. So of course, when the call comes in, we have all the typical call controls like transfer and conference. And of course, we're bringing in the call variables as well. Now, these call variables are either captured through the IVR and then pushed through to our system, maintaining that context. And finally, if you have one more click, you'll see on the far right-hand side that all of this is brought together in our guidance process. And we are always giving our agents the contextual guidance that they need to do the best job that they can. Later on, you'll see how with the smart IVR, we'll drive what a customer hears, the call variables that come in with the call, the guidance the agent receives, and ultimately how the call is classified, since the guidance has determined to a high degree of confidence what the problem was and what the resolution was, allowing for quick and efficient wrap-up. Now let's say the call has been completed. Let's take a look at what eGain Analytics can do for enterprises to help them measure and manage their Amazon Connect contact centers. eGain Analytics is a complete omni-channel analytics and management solution for Amazon Connect. It consolidates interaction data across all the different voice and digital touchpoints, avoiding the pitfalls of siloed data sources and point solutions that can occur with omnichannel. eGain has many years of experience in providing analytics to contact centers ranging from hundreds to tens of thousands of agents in size. One thing that we found that is almost universal is that business users need something that delivers best practices out of the box so they can get up and running quickly. That's why there is a suite of reports and dashboards ready to use across the most important KPIs and metrics for Amazon Connect. As users get more experience with the platform, they will want to start creating reports and dashboards that are tuned to their specific needs. They can do this easily with simple and intuitive wizards to build and share reports and dashboards. It's aimed squarely at business users with no technical skills required and no need to depend on IT to make changes. This is combined with the ability to provide an overlay on the data and resources so that they are organized and presented in a way that makes sense to the business rather than being driven by the underlying technologies. It's critical to be able to put data in the hands of users so that they can get value from it and to use it to drive their decisions. eGain Analytics allows you to do that safely and securely by enabling admins to control exactly who sees what. And this security is backed up by comprehensive auditing so that there is accountability. It's not just multiple vendors and platforms that it connects to, but multiple concurrent versions of those platforms, catering to the mixed and hybrid environments that typify the continuous evolution of contact centers. It's a platform that is designed to integrate fully with other systems, whether that is through downstream systems leveraging analytics data through APIs, or extending to bring in data from additional sources such as WFM and CRM platforms to enrich the analysis. Now that we've seen how all this comes together, how can you measure this experience? There are literally hundreds of metrics available out of the box across the agent, business, and customer dimensions, covering the core business imperatives of efficiency, effectiveness, and experience. Contact centers run on numbers, and Amazon Connect is no different. There's an expectation that businesses will get the same kind of information in Amazon Cloud Contact Center world as they got with their legacy systems, whether that's measuring adherence to SLA, individual agent performance relative to goals, or tracking how well IVR is deflecting calls. We brought our years of experience analyzing some of the biggest contact centers so that Amazon Connect customers can leverage all those best practices right off the bat. So what I've demonstrated in the last few slides is how eGain Solve for Amazon Connect offers a complete customer engagement platform that connects the dots across a customer, agent, and business experiences. Thank you. Back to you, Vikas.
Thank you, Pablo. Thank you for the excellent overview of how eGain for Amazon Connect works and the feature overview. Next, we are going to play a short video from Accenture, where they explain the success they have had with eGain platforms.
Well, thank you for having me here today. Our story that we want to share with from the Accenture side is we partnered with eGain on a client a little bit over a year ago. It was a rollout of a government sector client that had about 40 counties. So it was a rollout of about 40 counties, a consortium of 40 counties. And this client in particular was migrating over from the Cisco platform over to the Amazon Connect platform. So this was a pretty large project, the first time that the client had been on a cloud contact center. So there was a lot of new things for them. So with the shift or the migration over from an on-prem to a cloud solution, one of the key factors we wanted to maintain during that migration was the fact that we wanted to keep as much familiarity as possible for the client. And this is really where eGain shined, because we were using eGain on the Cisco platform. So Cisco enabled us to be able to migrate over to Amazon Connect using the same reporting platform. The legacy solution was the transition from the legacy solution went well. The challenge there that we were trying to solve was essentially we wanted to reduce the risk of adoption during the migration. So eliminate as much unfamiliarity or any of those types of risks as possible. We were able to do that. We were able to minimize and a lot of the training aspects around reporting. If you can imagine, right, as a contact center agent, they had to kind of deal with the new world with Amazon Connect, which is pretty intuitive and pretty user-friendly. But I think it was more the mindset, right, of having the agents themselves thinking that, hey, this is something new, right? So having the same reporting vendor, eGain, and reproducing the same types of reports that they had in the legacy solution on Amazon Connect was a big win. This was also a success for us because eGain was able to help and provide this through partitioning the 40 different counties. So, you know, essentially one county could not view another county's data. So we were able to continue to leverage that type of platform. The data was still being secured and everything inside an infrastructure that they were familiar with. So that was a great win during that migration for us. So the solution, like I said, was a comprehensive real-time historical analytics that we migrated over that eGain was doing, right? So we had the core contact center, which was Amazon Connect. So the self-service IVR, all the CX visualizations, all of that we migrated over. We were able to keep all those real time. One of the wonderful things that we experienced with eGain as a part of this is once we were rolling out, we realized that the client wanted a little bit more, right? And working hand in hand with eGain, they were very responsive. They listened to not only us, but also the client's needs. And helped us to be able to deliver that. We were able to continue and maintain the best practice reports and KPIs, and that continuity throughout the migration was key for us. This was the first time that, like I mentioned prior already, the first time that the client was in fact migrating over to any type of cloud platform or cloud solution. So one of our goals was for this to be seamless, right? For them really not to have any hiccups. And partnering with eGain was, and obviously Amazon was successful. When we went live, that transition was very minimal. They felt they still had all of the reports that they were used to. They still had the familiarity of the platform. They had the familiarity of all of those items that they had gotten accustomed to and used to and enjoyed using on the eGain side. The self-service, customer experience has always been something that the client had liked about eGain, and we were able to continue that on to the cloud platform.
Hello. Today, I will be conducting a demonstration on how eGain and Amazon Connect solutions integrate to provide an excellent experience for both your customers and agents. We will look at the customer point of view and how knowledge is proactively presented to the customer through knowledge widgets, interaction deflection, and eGain's virtual assistant. We will also see how the agent uses eGain's Advisor desktop to effectively answer all omni-channel customer interactions. Agent tools such as Solve and Bot Mode infuses the desktop with knowledge and guides the agent using AI. And Amazon Connect's voice-to-text technology effortlessly converts all dialogue between the agent and customer and proactively presents the agent with the appropriate process guidance. First, we're going to start off by looking at the customer point of view and how eGain solutions can be added to a website to enhance the customer's experience. We accomplish this by proactively presenting knowledge to the customer. One way we present knowledge is through what we call a knowledge widget, which is this box right here. These knowledge widgets are context sensitive and present relevant content based off of the page that the customer is on. This is the home page, so common FAQs are presented here. But if I were on, let's say, a loan application page, relevant loan articles would be provided. I'm going to go ahead and select one of those links. What's happening now is that we are being taken to the company's web self-service knowledge portal. I do want to point out here that the functionality I will be showing can be accessible by both internal and external users. What's really great about this is that a centralized knowledge base is one source of truth for all of your end users. The content is maintained one time and can be personalized to display relevant information based off of the user that is accessing it. What we're looking at here is a single article. As you can see, we can embed inline images and videos. When configuring the portal, you can offer the option to rate the article and/or allow for the end user to provide feedback or suggestions to the content. Over time, article ratings are used to rank articles so that the most frequently accessed articles with the highest ratings appear at the top of your search results. And allowing your end users to provide suggestions not only helps you identify gaps in your knowledge base, but it opens a dialogue between your end users and knowledge base authors. It introduces a community feel around your content curation and gives end users a chance to contribute to your knowledge base. Related articles can be automatically included based off of the topic or subject of the article, or authors can manually add related articles or links to outside sources. What I'm going to do now is head over to the home screen of the knowledge base. What you're looking at here is an out-of-the-box template eGain offers. This, of course, can be customized and formatted to best fit your business needs. A few other features I wanted to point out include our announcement carousel. This is where you can call out important communications you want your end users to take notice of before navigating around the portal. The trending articles list displays a list of popular articles most accessed by your end users. Users can browse by topic or theme. So if I'm looking for specific information, let's say about personal loans, I can select the topic and view any relevant articles that way. And of course, we can use the search bar here to run a search of the entire knowledge base. When I begin typing loan, you can see that I'm automatically presented with search suggestions and articles. When I complete my search, the system can be configured to display not only relevant articles within the knowledge base, but it can also run a federated search to present content from outside sources. This keyword search presented me with 36 results. To narrow this down, I can filter my search by selecting the type of loan that I'm looking for. Doing so refines my search, making it easier for me to find relevant content regarding the topic for which I'm searching. We are now going to head back over to our website and look at the Contact Us page. Another way that we proactively present the customer with knowledge is when they are attempting to search for an answer by starting a conversation with us, whether that be through chat or email. What I'm going to show now is the customer filling out a web form, asking the question, what can I do with a vacation loan? I'm going to attempt to send this email, but before the email actually sends, the system uses the content within my email to run a search of the knowledge base and presents me with relevant articles. I can select an article, and if it answers my question, I no longer need to send the chat or email. As a customer, this is a great experience for me because I'm given the answer to my question without having to wait for a response. As for the business, this deflects customer inquiries where the answers are already provided within your web self-service portal, and it frees up your customer service representative's time to handle more pressing matters. Finally, the third way that we present customers with knowledge is through eGain's virtual assistant. The virtual assistant can either display a list of options it is trained to answer, or the interaction can be more conversational, giving the customer the freedom to ask any question. First, I'm going to ask, what credit card is right for me? Then I will answer a few follow-up questions the virtual assistant is trained to ask to gather more information about me and my specific credit card needs. I'm going to answer that I'm a college student. I consider my credit to be not great. I am looking for cashback rewards. And I would like the low APR for as long as possible. As you can see, the virtual assistant can guide the customer through a decision-making process and present them with the best option for them based on the information they provided. We ultimately land on a solution which is pulling in content from our knowledge base, and the virtual assistant can even direct the customer to the page they need to apply for this credit card. We'll head back over to the home screen. For this scenario, I'm going to ask about an unexpected charge on my account. The virtual assistant asks a follow-up question to verify the intent of my question. I will reply yes. And now the virtual assistant is asking for some details surrounding the transaction. And I will verify my identity. As you can see, the system was able to dip into back-end systems and pull up my information and provide me with details I was looking for. It appears that the charge was from an overdraft fee. Then, to take this a step further in the business process, the virtual assistant asks if the customer would like to dispute the charge. I'm going to answer yes because I believe I had enough money in my account. What's happening now is the virtual assistant is recognizing that to continue, the interaction must escalate to a live agent. I will answer yes to being added to the chat queue. Then, from within the same window, the interaction escalates to a chat, which is a seamless experience for the customer. Now I'm going to head over to eGain's Advisor desktop. This is where the agent goes to answer all customer interactions, including phone calls, email, live chats, and asynchronous messaging. I'll give you just a quick overview of what you're looking at here. On the left side is the inbox pane. This is where all interactions assigned to me are stored. As you can see, the chat came through and states that the customer is waiting for a response, and it shows how long they've been waiting. When I select this chat, you can see that the other two panes populate with information. The center or reply pane is where I will reply to the customer. It is also where I can review the current conversation the customer just had with the virtual assistant. I am also able to scroll up and view any previous conversations the customer had with our customer service department. I will quickly send a quick response letting the customer know that I'm here. Then on the right side of the screen is the information pane. This is where I can view information about the customer, including a 360-degree view into their interaction history. In addition to this, I can access any CRM applications we have integrated with and our centralized knowledge base. Thanks to eGain's Solve capabilities, I don't even have to search for the article or process required for this interaction. The system pulled information from the interaction and is proactively presenting the agent with the process they need to continue the conversation and land on a solution for the customer. As the agent, I could use this Add to Reply button to add the next question of the process to the reply and walk the customer through this process step by step. Or another really great feature that we offer is the ability to turn on bot mode. When this is turned on, the system takes the customer through the process, but as the agent, I can still monitor the conversation and step in at any time. This frees up the agent's time to work on more difficult interactions while providing the customer with great customer service experience. Going back to the customer's point of view, I can see that the bot mode asked us the next question. I can answer the questions and see that the system pulls up my information and states that the overdraft fee was due to an automatic payment that I had set up. I will confirm that this is accurate. Then the next step of the process is to offer an upgrade to my account to prevent this from happening again in the future. I will agree to sign up and confirm this upgrade. Now, if I go back to the agent point of view, I can turn off bot mode, add the solution to the reply, and then of course ask if the customer has any other questions or concerns. If they do not, I can simply complete this interaction. And as the agent, I have all of the tools I need to effectively and efficiently respond to the customer's concerns. I can help resolve their current issue and prevent the issue from happening again. Now let's take a look at our email inbox. As you can see, when I select the email, the reply pane automatically populates a personalized greeting and signature line. We, of course, can view the question the customer asked. We can see that the system offered up some suggested articles, and we can even view which articles were read by the customer. Again, thanks to eGain Solve functionality, I am automatically presented with relevant knowledge articles. I can quickly review those and easily add the content of the article to the reply. So with only a few clicks, I can send and complete this email. Now what we're going to do is show our ability to combine eGain and Amazon Connect's technology for excellent support when the customer calls in. I will call in from my cell phone and I will be connected to the agent on eGain's Advisor desktop through Amazon Connect. As I call in, I will allow the IVR selections to play. I will make a few selections, then we will see that call come in here.
Thank you for calling 8 Bank. What would you like to do? Press 1 for mobile deposit. Press 2 for account balance.
Select 1 for mobile deposit.
What help do you need with mobile deposit? For instructions, press 1. For status, press 2.
I'm looking for instructions.
Thank you. Please hold while I transfer you to an agent. For quality purposes, this call will be recorded.
Now that call is going to come in. We will accept that. So what happened here is the system automatically captured the customer's contact information and the IVR pre-selected variables, and it populated a call log. The agent can use this call log to capture details surrounding the call, and the log will be stored within the customer's history. Again, because of the IVR selections, the system understands why the customer is calling in, and the virtual agent presents the agent with knowledge in the form of a guided help process. This guided help process takes the agent through a business process step by step, advising them on what to say and what to do. This makes every agent act as your best agent. We can add the solution to the reply of the call log to document the solutions offered. Then, at the end of the call, we can have the system automatically send an email over to the customer with all the solutions offered. For the second scenario, the customer is wondering why the call is being recorded. It is a company policy that the agent responds to this sort of question in a specific manner to stay compliant. So what I'm going to do is, on behalf of the customer, I'm going to ask, why am I being recorded? Using Amazon Connect's technology, the customer message is converted from voice to text, and the virtual assistant for agent will analyze the message to determine whether it can provide guidance or a solution. In this case, as you saw, the virtual agent flashed screen indicating that it found an action for the agent. We will confirm that it detected the correct question, And now a solution is displayed for the agent expressing that the compliant response is it is per company policy. What I'll do now is show how the system responds to the agent providing both the compliant and non-compliant response. First, I will give the compliant response. It is per company policy. As you can see, the screen is flashing green with guidance indicating that the agent has provided the correct response. Now I will give a non-compliant response. It is because we can record you. Now the screen is flashing red, alerting the agent that they have provided a non-compliant response, and now they must escalate to a supervisor. What's really great about this feature is that it can be turned on or off for specific cues. So this sort of functionality could be used for monitoring purposes of new employees. The final scenario I'm going to show is the customer asking for help in creating an official check. As the customer, I will ask, how do I create an official check? The virtual assistant for the agent captures the question, again using Amazon Connect's voice-to-text technology, and provides the right guidance for the agent. So again, we're given a business process and we are guided on what to say and what to do each step of the way. This is extremely valuable when onboarding new employees. Instead of having to train them on each one of your business processes, you can quickly get them up to speed on how to use this tool. Again, we can add this to the reply. And another thing I want to point out is that the agent can go in and edit any of the questions they've answered. Instead of having to start the process over again, they're automatically rerouted in the process and are only required to re-answer questions that could be different due to the edited question. Now I'm going to end the call. Once ended, thanks to Amazon Connect's voice-to-text technology, the entire conversation and voice stream between the agent and customer are converted to text and saved within the call log. As a recap, you just saw eGain and Amazon Connect's technology integrate to proactively answer customers' questions and deflect customer inquiries. The solution escalated to a live agent when necessary and used IVR selections to appropriately present the agent with guided business process. The conversation was converted from voice to text and analyzed by the virtual assistant, which ultimately provided guidance for the agent to follow. That's all I have for you today. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Jessica. That was a great demo. We will send out the presentation and the recording to everyone so that you can have that for your reference. Thank you again for attending the webinar. Thank you so much.